Welcome back, folks. My name's Joe's Bad at Video Games, and this is episode 2 of my Hardcore Minecraft Let's Play. You might notice here, however, that there's no sound, and that's because I'm not actually Joe's Bad at Video Games. I am Joe's Bad at Editing, doing a voiceover for most of this episode, because while I was recording on my brand new setup with my computer, which, by the way, really excited about because the game actually loads a lot more smoothly. I can actually play at a lot closer to 60 FPS. And then, there's a visual glitch right there. But I think that was actually just a recording error. Anyways, what was I talking about? Right, so you're getting some voiceover for this one because while I was getting everything all set up with my new computer, I accidentally set it up wrong in the microphone department. So most of the audio for the first part of this episode was recorded on the wrong mic, which means that I'm almost impossible to hear over the game sounds. So instead, y'all voted in the community tab that you wanted me to just do a voiceover. So here I am voicing this over. So I decided not to stay in that savannah village. I just didn't want to live in a savannah. I don't really want to live in a jungle either. My computer can handle rendering in a jungle, and it doesn't seem to have anywhere near as many lag and glitch issues as it used to. For those wondering, I didn't spend. It was my wife and my dad who bought me some new computer parts, but they spent, I think, less than $300 to get my computer from a couple of generations old to relatively modern. So it wasn't really that bad of an expense, and honestly, it runs a lot more smoothly, it records better, and I'm just happier with the total experience of it. Anyways, so I explored that jungle for a little while. I came over to get some dark oak. It's one of my favorite woods in the game, and it's also just like it doesn't always drop all your saplings. I found another village. And this one was on a jungle edge biome. None of the villagers spawned in had the jungle skin, but it's good to know that there's one nearby because that'll make getting a mending book from villagers a lot easier. I just have to remember how to get here. I'm continuing to just wander in this one. None of the places that I've been to really felt like home. This felt close. This area here felt close. It was a nice open area. There was a lovely plain down there. I didn't want to be between a savannah and a jungle. It just didn't fit the vibe I was going for. So I decided that I was just going to keep wandering and keep exploring. I found a sunken ship where I got some trims. I got a buried treasure map. And then I went and I found the buried treasure and I got a diamond. And the fact that when I picked this up, I didn't get the diamond achievement means that I'm pretty sure in the last episode I found diamonds and I have no idea where they are. So if you happen to have any idea where I may have left a chest boat, because I probably abandoned it somewhere, probably somewhere near that savannah, it probably has some diamonds in it for me. And it's kind of sad that I'm not going to be able to find those ones. I did end up fighting a whole horde of drown here. It was a little bit intimidating, but I had a water breathing potion, so I wasn't that worried about it. But after that, I continued on my way, and I crossed part of the ocean, and I found yet more savannah and more jungle. So I continued journeying. I think at this point we're going on day 8 or day 9, I think, of traveling. I was being really picky, and I was being really indecisive, and also everywhere I went, it was just savannah and jungle. Those are just two biomes that they're great. They're great for the resources you can get. But once I get the resources from them, I don't want to be in them. And here I am crossing an entire ocean, and there's a birch forest, another not favorite biome of mine, and more jungle. And here we have even more jungle. At this point, it's been about 2,000 blocks of savannah and jungle in more than one direction. I think I've wandered a total of 4,000 total blocks. But here I spotted a stony peak with what looked like a really nice vein of calcite. Yeah, and there it is. And calcite is probably my favorite block to build with. I just like the aesthetic of kind of giving it that wattle and daub look. If you don't know what wattle and daub is, it's basically how they used to build old peasant buildings. And yeah, this stony peak was a great find. I just definitely was really happy with it. And this calcite vein runs pretty much through the entire mountain range, which means that I'm not going to have to worry about going to find geodes or anything to get an abundance of calcite. I was really excited about this. And the best part, actually, of this whole exploring the mountain area was just on the other side here as I'm crossing over here, which also, Stony Peaks, great place to get iron and coal and emeralds. Like, I'm going to turn this whole place into a quarry because right over there, on the other side of this Stony Peak, there's a beautiful meadow area that I was really happy with the look of. So I wanted to definitely go and investigate that. It felt like that would be a good spot to call home. However, I did have to cross a ravine to get there, and it was getting a little late. And it looks like there's a grove there, which means there's a chance that I might find the snowy wolf, which would be really cool. It looks like there's even more mountain area. This whole area, I thought it was gorgeous, and I felt like this suited the needs that I had. So I decided that this is where I was going to live. I just needed to get across the way and really kind of start evaluating the space. After that, I used up some of my dark oak to create a very rudimentary bridge, and I was just one block short of having basically a perfect staircase, which was a little annoying. But I decided that I was going to finish out the staircase because, well, I will probably want to get back over there. I'm pretty sure I planted my dark oak saplings over there because I needed inventory space, and my inventory has been bleeding and bursting this entire time as I've been journeying. But after I crossed over the ravine with the dark oak bridge, I decided to check out the meadow because this whole area just looks lovely to me. It's got a nice view. It's got a lot of good flat open space that I can easily modify if I need to. And I decided that, yeah, this is the space that I want to live. It's a lovely, lovely area. It's got a couple of different tiers. Looks like I've got some access into the mountains. And it's all just, I'm really happy with this area. Lots of sheep in the vicinity, which is great because my preferred palette for calcite is not diorite. I actually like mixing calcite with wool, specifically white wool, because the two just kind of go together really well. The white wool helps lighten up a little bit of the calcite, and you can get some nice light reflections and some good texturing done with it. This whole meadow area and mountain ridge really is just something that I'm excited for. It looks like I've got good access to water. And sorry, I forgot to put my phone on silent. I'm going to leave that in because I really don't want to just cut this recording and have to do a ton of editing and stitching together. So we're really just going this whole time. Editing Joe's just going to be rambling for this. I meant to actually take a map of the area, but I didn't. And instead I focused on getting a chest down and getting all of my stuff stored away except for what I was going to need, because I was going to want to gather up some resources through my bed down. Not that I need to set a spawn, because this is hardcore. If I die, the world ends. And of course, I had to light up the area as well. Got to make sure it's lit up. And then I crossed back over the ravine and headed over to the calcite vein and the stony peaks so that I could go ahead and put my phone on silent now because it's bugged me twice. And then toss that aside. Anyways, what was I doing? Right, I was mining over in the Stony Peak. I mined all day and into the night, and got a ton of calcite, got a bunch of coal and some iron so I could get myself nice and suited up and prepared because this is hardcore, and I don't want to die. After that, I spent the next morning crossing back over and decided it was time to plant down what few crops that I had gathered along the journey, because I know I've got some wheat, some corn, and some potatoes. So I've got your basics. And getting these planted down was really important so I could amplify my stock of it all. You can't plant emeralds. I don't know why I transferred those over. I wish you could plant emeralds. Grow some emerald bushes. Mojang, you should get on that. And then I ran around to all the sheep to gather up as much wool as I could because I'm on a focus of getting all the materials that I want to do to build my starter house with. My starter house in this one is really very similar to most of the houses that I build when I'm playing on my own without any specific theme or goal in mind, and it's sort of a cottagey vibe to it, I would think. I wouldn't call it cottagecore. I also found some bees nearby, and I made sure to safely collect the honeycomb. I had a campfire on me, and if you place a block there, the bees can't get stuck in the fire, and ba-bam, there we go. I've got myself a little bit of honeycomb, so now I can actually make my own hives and then lure the bees over. Oh, hello, dog. I don't have any bones on me. Pretty sure I've only got like 1, maybe 2 bones in total at this point. I also found another area of the mountaintop meadow that I really like just through the forest, and it looks like this one's got a nice big cave. So maybe we'll build a mine entrance over here. After that, I grabbed the saddle that I found on my journeys and wanted to make friends with a donkey. I love donkeys because you can put chests on them, and they're super great for that. Then I set about gathering up even more wood and resources because you can never have enough. And I think at this point I was cutting down birch and oak because I wanted to build up some fences so I could. Yeah, here we go. Building up fences so I can give a nice little safe spot to keep my donkey, as well as capture some sheep, some chickens. I think I saw some pigs and some rabbits as well. I would love, love, love to start a little rabbit farm. Just having the chance to get all the bundles that I would want. But here I am collecting the sheep from across the meadow and condensing them down all into just one spot. These are just the first few that I grabbed. I think there's 3 or 4 small flocks that are scattered around here that I will eventually collect up and bring. Oh, come on, buddy. I've got the wheat. You know you want it. Come on. There you go. Here we go. Okay. And then I'm not going to give you any because, well, there's only 2 sheep. I don't need to breed you with no one. After that, I found another beehive, but I didn't have a campfire on me, and I thought I would be clever and just snatch and run. Unfortunately, you can see here that I got stung by one of the bees. There were 2 bees in that hive, though, so thankfully only one of them is going to end up perishing, which is incredibly tragic, and I will feel awful and terrible and build up an incredible apiary just to mourn the death of that one bee. After that, I got a few more sheep. And what did I do after that? I bred more sheep. And then I got chickens. That's right, I got chickens. I found a couple of chickens. I don't think I went out and got any more than just these 2. And I made sure to breed them up because once you have 2 chickens and you start collecting their eggs, you don't actually need chickens. You need to find more wild chickens. Just 2 will produce enough eggs that you can have an unlimited supply of chickens. After that, I made friends with a horse because I remembered that you can breed a donkey and a horse to get a mule. And a mule is basically the best of both worlds, where you can have a chest on the mule, as well as it being as fast, or up to as fast as not a donkey, as fast as a regular horse. The horse that I got is a pretty fast guy. He's fast enough for my purposes. He can't really jump that well, but I'll sort through the local horses and figure out which one's really going to be my horse. So just, give me some name suggestions down below for whichever one I decide is going to be the real horse. Here, I found a bunny. I'm very excited about this bunny. You gotta be careful because especially with these snow layers, bunnies can't always jump up to the next block. However, that's when tragedy struck and my bunny got murdered by this stupid fox. That fox came out of nowhere. I don't even know where he went, but he killed my bunny, and you can see how frustrated I was. I didn't even notice that pillager there, and I ended up taking down the fox, and then I turned around and realized that I was being targeted and under attack by these guys. So let's go ahead and just real quick equip my shield and then take care of these 2. I was a little worried about getting voluntary exile and having bad omen, and then I remembered that it's 1.21 and bad omen comes in a bottle, so I don't actually have to worry about killing these guys. Not that I'm anywhere near a village or that I have a village to defend right now, but it's cool that I have an ominous bottle for when I decide that it's time to take on a trial chamber. After taking down those guys, I decided that it was time to head my way back up and start building out my house. I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do. I was thinking, at least at first, that I'd maybe do like a little curved tower bit, so that's what this is about. I ended up deciding not to do that since this is really just like a starter house / shed. So it's not going to be all that fancy, but here I am laying out the foundation and just kind of sort of figuring out what I want to do. As I said, this is a style of house that I tend to build on a lot of the Minecraft worlds that I play. It's very reminiscent, like I mentioned, of the wattle and daub structures that you would find in Europe during the medieval era, and I think it's a fun combo to do. I don't really have much commentary to add to this build. Just that this is something I've built a lot of times. And I'm running out of things to say, but that's okay, because we're also going to be coming up on the point where I ended up having to record this episode in 2 parts, just because I am a stay-at-home dad, and I have a toddler, and sometimes he naps for 3 hours, and sometimes he naps for 1 hour. And so while I was recording this section of this episode, he ended up waking up partway through me building this house, so I had to stop recording and go take care of him, and I didn't get back to recording until the next day. And it was the next day when I noticed that the audio and microphone issue had taken place, and so the second day of recording this, I ended up fixing it somewhat. I still need to fiddle and adjust with things until I'm happy with it. But here for the house, I decided I was going to do a checkerboard pattern with dark oak and spruce. Just kind of a big fan of the colors here. I might just keep this since this build isn't long term. I found a pig and I put him in the pen that was originally intended for rabbits. He'll live there. And then I realized that if I wanted to finish my build, I was gonna need to go get some tuff and some deep slate. So I needed to find a good way down, and I decided to go into a ravine. I'm not sure why, when there were multiple caves that I had spotted in the mountain that could have gotten me down there. And instead, I forgot about them and wandered off towards a ravine, because, it's the smart thing to do. Never go into ravines in hardcore. You will die. It's almost guaranteed. I did manage to find my way down, digging deeper and deeper. This one actually did not go all the way into a deep slate cave, so I ended up actually having to mine my way down, just because this was going to take forever if I tried to find a cave. So I decided that I was just going to buckle down and mine, and I went down, I got my deep slate, I started a staircase just kind of somewhere randomly in the cave, and then I actually stumbled upon a tuff vein, like, right away, which was great, so I could get a bunch of tuff, and I get just enough deep slate so I could build myself a roof. Here I am gathering up even more tuff. It's a tough life, being a miner. Sorry, that was a lame joke. Please ignore me. Anyways, climbing back up out of here. After that, I think at this point we are coming up on day 18 or 19. I've just spent a lot of time futzing and putzing. And as you can hear, the sound is back, which means that regular Joe's Bad at Video Games, is going to take over the commentary any minute now. Enjoy the rest of the episode, folks. Leave a comment if you enjoyed this.
I have no idea what I want to do for the roof on this one. I have a vague idea of what kind of blocks I want to use, but I'm not really sure about the shape. So let's go ahead and try something with this, and we'll climb up here. I'm thinking, do I want to go up just one? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go one, just because this is a pretty basic house, so I'm not gonna worry too much about a big fancy roof. Where did you come from? You didn't make it very far, but where'd you come from? I guess the sun is, going down. How's this for a shape? Acceptable. Acceptable. So let's go ahead and climb back up and do the same thing over here. Did I see a zombie sneaking up on me, or is that just the blue flower? It's dark. Sleep. Alright, I think I can work with this shape, so let's go ahead now and figure out what block I want to fill that part with. Let's see what we have. I don't really want to use more calcite. Well, I could. I have a lot, and there's a freaking quarry of it over there. Let's go ahead, actually. Let's combine the calcite and the white wool, and we're gonna do a little bit of texturing. Alright, so far the texturing is going alright. I might pull back a little bit on the wool. I got two of the same shape there. I need to fix that. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with this so far. But right now, I just need to put my nose down to the grindstone and finish out this roof. So I'm going to do that, and I'll bring you guys back when the building's done. So, I'm working on the roof here, and I've got visitors? I hear them. Could have sworn I had seen them. Oh, Yeah, okay, they are right. Really, guys? Just at my workstation? Really? Why? I don't even have a bow. Got a shield. I've got an axe and a sword. I can probably take them, but I don't want to. They're gonna make me, aren't they? Okay, that was closer than I wanted it to be. Oh god, there's one more somewhere. There you are. Come on, buddy. There we go. Did anyone drop a crossbow? Hey, I got a crossbow. Okay, I need to swap out some of those for bricks. Yeah, let's go with that. Alrighty, folks, so after a bit of grinding, a bit of fiddling with things, I have finally finished the starter home. Well, okay, it's not finished, but I have a roof, I have windows, I have a door, so it is home for now. I put a little security around the back just because I had an incident with the creeper. And then also, just to kind of keep this area a little more secure, because I might forget to close this door. And then we have out here the front, which I'm actually kind of happy with. I want to put some kind of awning up here. I just don't know what to do, and I'm kind of running out of time for this episode. So I think we're actually going to call it here. But we have ourselves a nice, lovely little starter home. You know, let me take off my armor so you can see my face. There we go. Look at this. We are happy and content here in our nice little home. We've got a workstation. We've got some storage going. We've got some crops and some animals. And next time, I think it's just going to be resource gathering and building up our farm. And then we got to mine, because I'm going to need a lot of resources. But we're wrapping up here on day 21. So, thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to click that. Let's try that again. All right, folks, we've got a roof, we've got a door, we've got windows. That means we have a starter home. It's pretty square, but I didn't want to do anything too fancy. I decided to go with copper because I didn't want to climb all the way down there to get sand. So we have copper windows, and honestly, they look way better. A little bit of storage going. I still need to do the interior here. And then out front, I'm kind of happy with this. I want to do something for an awning, but I'm really not sure what. I'm sure I'll figure that out. Or if you have any suggestions in the comments of how to make this look a little more complete. Around back, I just put a fence around the back door, kind of like a little backyard area. We've got, yeah. And I do actually quite like how the texturing turned out with the wool and the calcite. I might add a little diorite, or I might save that for when I do something a bit bigger. The roof is mostly okay. I wouldn't normally use tuff as my roof. I'd rather use a wood of some kind, but I don't have any woods that I want to use for my roof because I'm using spruce as supports. That dark oak tree just grew. Anyway, I think that's all we're going to have today, folks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to click subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.